Hello, hey, I got something to say. People, I know I tell you this all the time, but I love you all, and I'm grateful for every single one of you in my life. As Cathie, who's in the house right now, Cathie Berrey is in the house, is going to find out. You are the most giving, beautiful humans I've ever met. And I'm grateful that I attract you. So thank you for all your support. Today, you're in for a awesome treat. I was just telling Cathie, I don't think in 16 or 17 years I've ever had a photographer on. Do you believe that, Cathie?
No, that's crazy.
Crazy. How are and welcome, Kathy, to the show.
Thank you. Thank
Thank you
you.
for taking the time out. I'm so glad we met. We
Me
met at,
too.
what's the name of the event we met at? It was something in the city. You were
I
getting
think,
an award.
right. It's the Med Week. It's Med Week Business Award. It's Med Week Award. And so um, it's Med Week, which is the Minority and Equity and Diversity businesses. And I was nominated by IBA, the Independence Business Alliance, which is the LGBTQ plus IA and allies chamber. And yeah, I was, I was selected the
No, she
winner of
went
the
up
award.
there and instantly I was sitting in front. I was telling her I was a guest of Tawanda Livingston, and her energy was like, boom. I'm like, she was on, she was dancing around. I thought, I have to have that woman on my show. And she said, yes. So thank you. All
Awesome.
right,
Thank
let's
you.
dive right into it.
Okay.
Your mindset ritual. Do you have one? Do you have something you do in the morning to get you in a positive, powerful, joyful place, Kathy?
Yeah, I kind of just wake up. I lay in bed for a few minutes. That's usually where I like open my phone, check anything, see if there's any emergency work emails that I need to answer or anything like that. And but then really before I kind of get into much work, I just take a deep breath, you know, and then when I'm getting ready and I'm looking at myself in the mirror, I just say to myself, okay, you're going to do great today. Today's an awesome day. I remind myself that I am enough. If something had happened, like I had an incident that happened recently that was really hurtful to me. Um, for the next couple of days, I just kept looking at myself in the mirror and be like, nope, just let that hater be. You don't know who they are. They were a coward, and let's just shake it
Mm.
off. Let's start the day again.
So I told you I get questions from my peeps. I got so many questions about this routine, and I've had routines so long. So they want to give you props, first of all. They, I'll call her Debbie. Debbie said, Yo, Kathy, thanks for making it short and sweet. I believe I can do that one.
Yeah. I think that and I think it also, I kind of struggle with that question in a way because it varies on what I need. I
Wow.
think there's so many like mindfulness activities and self-helps out there and self-awareness. I think it just bombards us.
Mhm.
And we think that there's an answer to everything. And really, it's what do you feel in that moment that you need? I also have little cards I draw sometimes that are inspirational cards. I get what do you call it? Like a mantra of the day from Moon, whatever that is, Moon
Yeah. One of
something,
the apps. Yeah.
one of the apps. But it all kind of comes back to this somehow acknowledging that I am enough. And that seems to be what I kind of come back to always.
All right. So let's hold off there. Hold on, because that's huge what you just said. And I want to make sure I understand it. So, yes, you gave in general what you do every morning, but then
Yeah.
you ask yourself,
Yeah.
what do I need?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that could be different every day.
Right. It is different every day, right? I mean, even if you need a little boost in self-confidence, maybe it's in a different aspect than what you needed yesterday. And I just think that we have to, above all else, we have to know that we are enough. We are enough.
Yeah. Yeah.
in however we are choosing to show up.
Yeah. And I'm so glad you said that because I truly believe it doesn't have to take hours. I mean, every day I'm going to do something to get for me
Yeah.
1 to 3 minutes. Doesn't take
I've been through, oh, we should wake up and journal every morning. I feel like, I mean, I journal every now and then. I used to do it a lot. I did it every single day after my ex left me. And it ended every single day with, saying I made it one more day. Um, but I think forcing yourself to have to journal every morning is just a lot. I think it's a lot of pressure. If some do it naturally, that's fantastic. Um,
absolutely.
but I don't really say that there's one thing one should do every single day because that becomes a chore, not something you're doing for yourself, just kind of because
I
that's
agree.
the moment you are in.
And I tell people that because there are so many ways to get into
Yeah.
a powerful mindset show. For me, Kathy, every single morning, but I run down the steps and can't wait to do it. I push the button on the coffee, I go out, doesn't matter what weather, and I do my little fun dance. And my dance is always different. For me,
Yeah.
I dance, but the dance is always different. And I have a little ritual I do that I can't wait to do, but then it matters on what I need. And I am a big journal. When I say big journal, it could be 30 seconds, but I can't
Right.
wait to do it. It could be 40 minutes. It's what I need.
Right.
I need that.
Right.
Go freaking pick weeds in your garden if it makes you feel
Right.
good.
Right.
All right, now I want to pause there because I don't want
Okay.
to spend too much time. We have so many things to go over, but the mirror work, because I do a lot of mirror work and I think it makes a huge difference. So
Yeah.
why do you look at yourself in the mirror and what makes the difference versus just saying it out loud?
Well, I think that for me, I'm such a visual person, right? I may not remember somebody's name, even if I've known them for years, right? But I know their face. And if I took a picture of them, I know where that was, you know? Um, and so for me to be able to look in the mirror and face myself oh, let me back up a second. A lot of times women, especially women, say, oh, I really want to do a boudoir shoot. Or I really want to do a fun photo shoot just for me, but I just need to lose X pounds. I
Yeah.
just need to do this. I just need to do that. And first of all, I'd get rid of the word just for especially women, right? You're not just a teacher or just a this or just a mom. But to me, I want people to recognize the beauty that they have of who
Mm.
they are inside, outside. And there's always parts about myself I don't like, both inside and outside. But I do it facing myself because when I'm looking at people in the camera, they're often so vulnerable to be able to allow me, the honor to capture them. And it's kind of like that same, like I'm being captured myself, if that makes
Mm.
sense.
Yeah. I get it. I really do. And by the way, years ago, Louise Hay, she was a famous author, always talked about mirror work. And I would go to different workshops, Kathy, and I would bring little mirrors. And these are fitness people that you would think were the bomb. I mean, they looked unbelievable. They were young, they were gorgeous, they talent. And I realized very early on that most of them couldn't even look in the mirror and say, I really like who I am.
Right.
Dude, ball, forget I love you.
Hmm.
It was,
Without a doubt.
yeah. So
Without a doubt.
it makes you
The
different.
other thing people say is, oh, especially women, again, oh, can you like Photoshop 10 pounds and like 20 years off of me? Absolutely not. I could, but I won't. Like I don't
I
do
knew
AI
I
and
liked you.
I don't do AI images unless I'm making like a little joke about something or a little
Yeah,
meme or
yeah.
posting something. But no, my images are real people. I may soften, I'm not going to sharpen somebody's features, right? If somebody had a giant pimple that grew, yes, I can Photoshop that out because that's not, who you are. But like I'm not going to shrink you
Yeah.
and all
And
of that.
there's a difference. I got a scratch on my face. I got a pimple. Well, tomorrow,
Right,
next week, it's not going
right.
to be there.
Or
So,
I'm very self-conscious of this mole that I've had, and I would love not to have that. Easy.
yeah.
That's different than I'm not going to suck your skin in or your face, you know.
Better tell a little bit about Cathie before we go down a whole nother rabbit hole. Oh, Cathie Berrey is a visual storyteller, as you can see, and the creative director behind BeauMonde, which means beautiful world, right?
Mhm. Beautiful word in
World
French.
Originals, an LGBTQ, a woman-owned studio known for capturing weddings, events, corporate projects, and authentic life moments with heart. As the founder and lead, oh my good, I didn't, hold on, stop a second. I just realized something.
Yes.
When you're doing all these different events, I thought it was just one type of event, but it's not.
Oh, yeah, no.
You're doing weddings, events, corporate projects, and
Yeah.
authentic life moments with heart. So,
Yeah. I mean, I have personal photography projects that I'm part of through grants and stuff. I, as a company, we do weddings. It's not always me. We don't do as many weddings as we used to since the pandemic, and things have shifted a little bit in my life and the business. But we do a lot of the photos for Center City District, for East Falls Business District, Roxborough, some of these different
gotcha.
events. I personally do photos for the Roots Picnic that I'm hired to do, different parts of. I work with a lot of different DJs and artists, but as a business, we may be on a corporate shoot,
Gotcha.
like a big conference that comes into town, and we do photos and headshots and video of their activations and their events and stuff like that. Yeah.
All right. I'm glad I knew that. All right. As the founder and lead photographer, she creates joyful, intentional imagery that celebrates real people, as we were talking about, and real stories. BeauMonde Originals offers photography, videography, web design, and branding services, helping clients bring their moments, missions, and messages to life with honesty and artistry. All right, so let's dive right into it. Your power statement.
Okay.
You only get one life. It's up to you how you live it. And I invite you to live it on your own terms, unapologetically. Why'd you pick that one, Cathie? What does it mean to you?
So I say all the time to myself, you only get one life to you live. It's up to you how to live it. It's up to you what you do with it, right? Um, like I mentioned, I went through a separation and then divorce in 2020, a month and a half before the pandemic hit.
Oof.
And he was also my business partner, and did all the whole video side of our business.
Oh,
And I definitely have been and sometimes still return to the struggle bus, you know, um,
wait, the struggle bus?
the
I gotta write
struggle
that.
bus. I'm on the struggle bus often. And that's more, I'm kind of getting through and working through some of the traumas of that relationship, right? Um, and so I always say to myself, well, I could sit around and mope and or be sad that my business is slow, or be mad that there's a gazillion photographers now and people do it as an extra income versus like I do it as a whole business. Or now AI is like kind of altering, photos and changing how that looks. And I could be angry about all that, but at the end of the day, it's up to me how to live my life. Like you've got to get out there and you got to do it, you know? And so I also have then, and for this purposes and other speaking purposes, have included doing it on your own terms unapologetically. Like I will be 60 in July, which is just crazy to me, right? And people believe that 60-year-old women, first of all, shouldn't have pink hair, which I've had for like 6 years,
Yeah,
that
yeah.
60-year-old women shouldn't, dress the way I do or be in the places that I am and, taking all these kind of different photos and stuff. And I'm not living my life for them.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm not apologizing to society to try to fit into somebody's mold. So that's what that kind of all means.
And I'm so glad you said that because I always say, when people say that to me, I'm like, according to who? Whose rules am I following? Who said I'm too old?
Right.
Who?
Right.
Who?
Yeah.
And I was just listening to a podcast yesterday, and the woman left this huge career to start her own business, totally different and AI. And everyone's like, but you're 62. You can't be doing that. She said, why not?
Why not? Says who? I mean, my mom is 82, just finally full time retired, just moved in with me, took her to an event last night for the East Falls Happy Hour for the holidays. She already has two friends, and I created group text for them already at 82, right? Who says you can't do these things? They're going to a line dancing class together on Friday, you know?
They're going to a line dancing class on Friday. They
On Friday.
found each other
Yep.
just last night.
Yep. And they already have that scheduled. Yep.
God.
You know, I mean, and so a lot of who I am is because my mom is that way. So
Oh, yeah.
never been taught to be something other than I really am. We both are the kind of people either really love us or they really just don't like us
Mm.
or whatever, usually based on whatever perceptions of us they have.
Yeah. 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 I think for most people who are living unapologetically who they are, authentically who they are, you will attract your peeps. But
Yep.
in doing that, there's also going to be people that go, heck no.
Yep.
And
And
that's
that's
okay.
fine.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah. I don't
Excellent.
want to be in the middle
Right.
there.
Right.
No, that would be boring. All
No.
right. We're gonna get to a few of these. I can't get to them all, peeps, but they have a lot of questions about what you're seeing on the other side of the camera. So let's get to, I put a bunch of them together. I'll call her Sally. Cathie, you talk about being authentic. What do you notice on the other side of that camera? What are you seeing about people that
Mm.
maybe we miss about ourselves? Ooh,
Oh, that is an excellent question. Very
good.
good. Because I feel emotion. I'm looking at photos. Well, sometimes I'll use my screen, right? But mostly I'm looking at people through a tiny little square, right? And I am right, and just because the lens is on you, you don't know exactly where it's at, right? And I am like when I'm locked into somebody's eyes, I can see vulnerability. Like when
Mm,
like that's what I see the most of in what I'm doing. And I think that what I see on people's other side, is that while you may look through that hole and I may see vulnerability, what I'm actually seeing is courage and strength and willingness to, especially as women, be in front of a camera. Women have been body shamed forever, right? And we live in a pretty anti-woman and trans woman world. Like I like to be specific, like I'll reference it that way once. But when I say women, I mean every person who
yeah,
identifies as a woman,
yeah.
their own self. Um, and we've been kind of beat down, and I see just this bravery and freedom, and like another example I see is pride, right? So I photograph weddings, especially father-daughter dances.
Oh,
I can look, there are fathers that I am like, damn, why could he have not been my father? Like this man is, you just see it. They may be
yeah.
giving a speech, and so you hear the words, blah, blah, blah. I'm not really paying attention to those. I'm seeing that. I'm seeing their family, if it's a bride and well, it could be two brides, but I'm seeing, a parent and another parent is listening to a speech, and the other family members and guests, and right. And I see that pride,
Mm,
that is, and in little kids, I see just raw emotion.
yeah.
They are who they are.
Yeah.
And you see such incredible innocence and joy when looking at kids. So it really varies on the subject.
So I would think at weddings, there's some there you're like, oh my God, it's so beautiful. There's so much love. But they want to know, are there some you think, oh, I don't know if they're going to make it?
Yep. Yeah. I mean,
Because you can feel it. You're not
I
seeing
mean,
lovey, lovey emotion. Yeah.
right. I mean, and it's funny because in my own marriage, everyone was shocked, shocked, except for some of my very, not necessarily very closest, but some of my shooters, like my main shooter, who's also my COO. She was probably the most aware of our not such great marriage because she would
Mm.
see our dynamic of working together, you know, um, and the flippant comments he would say to her, you know,
Yeah. Yeah.
looking for her support, which she stayed out of, right? Um, but there are some that yeah, whether it's because they don't have the support from family members or friends, or they're just not so close at the wedding, you know. But there are I think there's many more that I thought were amazing couples that didn't make it past the first 5 years.
Mm.
Yeah.
So, taking, do you ever do just, well, you said you do. When you do individual shots, a bunch of women wanted to know how can they look so, as they put it, stiff? They feel as if they look at pictures from photographers, not that they hired, but you know what I mean? There's a photographer and they capture them and they look uncomfortable and stiff.
Right.
What's one secret you have that they don't look
Well,
uncomfortable and stiff?
let me take your photo.
There you go.
It's about the connection that you feel, right? I mean, yes, I don't do the let's pretend. Get all prim and proper, right? These like, oh, I was just caught, right? They're just these weird things. They have you like standing like this, or to you and your daughter's faces all smashed together, right? Those
Okay,
kind of
hold on a
scenarios.
second. You can't see her. You're not watching this. She's making those poised shots that
Yes,
are poised. So I think to myself, why do them? You know they're
right.
poised.
So I will do a couple different things. First of all, I'll just have people shake it out, shake it out, shake it out, and I'll go 1, 2, 3, strike a pose.
Oh,
Shake it out, shake it out, shake it out. 1, 2, 3, strike a pose. Right.
that's awesome.
And that just kind of helps relax people. Yeah, I'll have people, I'll be like, okay, you are now superwoman, right? Or you're walking on a red carpet. You are Beyonce and you are walking. I have a whole workshop around this. You're
That
walking the
is
red carpet
fun.
and you're coming down. Like, how do you think Beyonce walks into a room?
Gotcha. Yeah, yeah.
Why can't you? You might not be Beyonce, but you
No.
sure as heck can walk into a room and have your moment just like anybody else,
Yeah.
right? You are just as much a superstar. So you got to own it, you know? And I think that the real beauty of it is you got to have fun with it. Like if you're not a fun, person, it's going to be a struggle if you're not willing to relax, to like jump around and do that and dance, like, and let me capture you in funny ways so that I can work you into,
Yeah.
okay, now we can fake laugh because you're going to laugh for real because you're going to feel so stupid. And that's when you might be like, right. I want the capture usually in between the moments.
So my friends had me, I have to, I was worried about asking you this, but I'm going to have to ask you because they said, Candy, you have to ask her. So I got married 20 some years ago and I wanted exactly what you're talking. Yeah,
Yeah.
I want I'm not coming early. We're not doing the whole thing for hours and hours. No, you're just going to capture, right? And he or she said, gotcha, babe. And they did that. Candimo, it's all whatever, except for one fly in the ointment. I hope they're not listening. In that, they didn't capture people like
Right.
the in laws, people
Right.
that you really need.
Yeah. I mean, I say
So, how do you're
I
like,
do a mixture.
okay,
I do
but
a mixture. It is your wedding. You want those beautifully posed wedding shots.
yeah,
You
yeah,
might not think you do,
I
but
did.
you do, right? And so my job is to balance it, right? And have fun and have you play off, your partner. And that's sometimes the hardest. If you can't interact in a fun, loving way with the person you're marrying, I can't take photos that look like you're madly in love and having a romantic day
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
you're not that couple,
Yeah.
right? But I can play to your strengths and really just, just kind of getting people out of their own heads is really the biggest thing I need to do. But with weddings, you better bet I have that family list. Who do you need pictures with? I once had a bride and they didn't want their grandparents. Their grandparents were standing right there on the side the whole time waiting for their turn. I brought those grandparents right in
Yeah.
because I knew at the end of the day, those grandparents aren't going to be around for long and that couple is going to want those photos.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. It's not like I didn't want them. They just didn't capture them. And
Right,
I'm like, oh, we keep losing the pictures because we're like, holy crap, they're not in it. So you had
right.
to said,
Yeah,
get
you have to have a
some, make
balance.
sure everyone's in it, and then get the rest. Okay.
I'm
Oh,
very organized with weddings or photo shoots, and we talk a lot beforehand and we go over these kind of things in lists.
yeah, and there's a bell, which is great. Okay, we want to know what is one of the most beautiful unscripted moments that you captured that you were like, oh, I still remember it today.
Whew.
Sure, you have a lot, but she's thinking, she's thinking.
I think one of my favorite moments, I was photographing a friend of mine who's a music artist, and they were on a stage, and the stage wasn't too tall. It was at Cherry Street Pier. It wasn't a big thing. It was part of a event that used to happen called Timing for Elephants, and the guy's name was the Bull Bay, and he was singing, rapping, whatever. And I captured this moment of him and this little kid just fist pumping. And the grin on that
Oh,
kid is so so magical. That's my favorite, as yeah, as people. But I photograph, I travel a lot and I photograph a lot of like street photography, a lot of like nature and a lot of animals. I've been on a couple safaris and yeah. And so I think my favorite moments to come this summer when I'm doing for my 60th birthday a gorilla trek in Uganda and I'm doing a whole photo essay on the workers behind the trek. And it's called Behind the Trek, the workers who make up ecotourism. And I'm working with two lodges to capture these photos and stories of the people that wake up and, super early to make sure that you have food to do your trek, that the guides that the porters that you can hire, the locals to help carry your bag, that yes, you need to hire them whether you need help or not. That's the local economy. That's what keeps these men from being poachers to have to feed their families. They actually can earn a living with ecotourism, right? So I think the moment I get to see a gorilla, and if I can see a baby gorilla, like I could cry already. In the wild,
yeah.
I think I'm gonna be like, that's it.
Yeah, that's
Just
pure.
the thought of that. But for what I have, I mean, I love, and I can so clearly picture that picture of that
Mm.
kid.
Oh, I'm so excited for your trip. Holy
Me too.
moly. That isn't all right. Capturing human emotion, nothing like it. I want to get into some of your tips. Maybe not all of them, but I definitely want to get into a few of them because they're really beautiful. I like start by choosing one thing each day that's just for you, a small action that reminds you you're in charge of your life, not anyone else. And you're right, it has to be tiny. What's something, do you change it up every day? Like,
I mean, I I kind of look at it as when you're so hectic and so busy, right? What is the one thing? Maybe it's you have a little cheat snack that you probably shouldn't have too many peanut M&Ms, but you want to have yourself a little couple of M&Ms, right? I'm a big walker. So I think that it's really important. No, and really, and up until I gotta be honest though, up until Thanksgiving Day, I've lived in this house with my by myself since 2020, since my ex left. So I have lots of free time to myself, right? You
Yeah.
know, so these are really things that, but that everyone can do, whether you have that time. But really, I'm very blessed in that, and a lot of people don't have that. And so making sure, like I tell my friends that have kids and stuff, especially you have to do something for you, whether it's laying in bed for 10 more minutes with your eyes shut and you pretend like you're asleep,
Yeah.
or you're in the bathroom 10 minutes longer, playing on your phone just to do whatever you want to do, or going for a walk, whatever you can do. Just make sure that at the end of the day that you can say, yeah, I did something for me. And I think that's really important.
I love it. And again, it doesn't have to be an hour.
Right. Right. No, no.
Just getting it in there, man.
Yeah.
I was listening to a documentary a couple months ago, and they were talking about people that feel overwhelmed. It's not the amount they're doing, it's that they're not doing something they really chose to do.
Yes.
And when
Yes.
you add something in your day, like, I want to do this and this is for me, you're
Yeah.
not as overwhelmed.
Right. Right. Not at all.
All right.
And that brings me to that my other practical tip, which is around finding that joy,
Yeah.
right? That's all part of that. You get one life to live. It's up to you what to do with it mentality. And I used to, and sometimes I go back into cycles with this. I used to write down every night. And I just did this a couple of months ago when I was kind of down and feeling like, oh, not a lot's happening. That's good. I was like, oh, that's just not true. So I went back to writing every night something that made me happy that day, something little. And now I have a jar, and those are for big things. If something was really good, or I landed this great client, or I was just on a panel, I got to be on a panel, right? Um, that goes on. I have a heart-shaped sticky pads, and I write it, and then I put it in this big jar, and then at the 1st of January, I'll read all of those and then start over, just to
I
remind myself that
yeah,
what I
what
might
you
not
got
think
going,
of
man.
was, yeah, something might not have seemed so important at the time. And I kind of made it gloss over it. But that day I felt like that's a big thing. And it got a piece of paper in the jar. So I'm excited to see the jar.
So, do you just read it out loud to yourself or do you film it?
Oh, I just read outside out loud to myself.
Okay. That's a
I mean,
great
I
idea.
may read it out loud to my mom's and she'll be here. I don't know.
There you go. Hey, mom, look what I did last year.
Right.
Woohoo, you did all that? It's so true.
Right. It is. You just don't remember because they seem too little for us to think they were special.
Yeah,
But at that moment, it's the feeling. It doesn't matter how big it is, right? Maybe you're somebody who lives alone and doesn't hang out with a lot of people, and you've always been afraid to go to the movies by yourself, and you went to see, Wicked by yourself.
yeah.
You're like, okay, I'm doing it, and you did it. That's something to be really proud of. You might not remember that 364 days from now, right?
No, another reason I think it's even more important is because let's say you're going after something and it hasn't happened yet. It could be like this big gig and whatever, or you wanted to speak for time, and you could get wrapped up of not having that and not see all the other things that you've
Yeah,
accomplished in so many other areas of your life.
right.
But by doing that, that other thing's going to come along.
Yeah.
All right, speak your honest truth out loud. You don't have to share everything, just something real. Your voice gets stronger each time you use it. Now, you talking about speaking out loud just again to you or your mom, or tell somebody?
Well, no, like if somebody upsets you, if something is wrong, speak up. Like use your voice. It's going to be scary the first time you have to say something, right? Like no. No is a complete sentence. No, no, yes. It's like yes and no, right? And I think we don't always do what we really want to do because we're afraid to speak up and to speak our truth. And each time you do it, it gets less and less scary.
So maybe if they're not used to doing it, they should practice on
Yeah.
smaller things and build up.
Yeah. I mean, it's all part of creating the life that you want.
Yeah.
not what somebody else thinks you should have. Right. And often you'll find someone may not know that they hurt your feelings if you didn't speak up.
Most
Right.
times
People
they
are
don't
not
know.
mind readers. You might think, oh, how could they not know that was horrible? Or that was, no, they may not see it the same way. Right. Or, your boss may not seem that, like, know that they're stepping over boundaries,
Yeah.
and you just keep continuing doing the same thing. And people that you allow them to go an inch, they're going to keep pushing to go further and further. And you're the one suffering, not getting to live your life the way you want to, right? Like if it's a job and now all of a sudden you're miserable and you go to work every day, well, that is not a great way to start your day, knowing you're going to be miserable.
Yeah. No, I was thinking I'm an extreme extrovert, Cathie, and I love going to events and networking events, but it got to the point I was like doing too many and I
Yeah.
couldn't balance that. And so I had to start saying no. And
Yep.
you should have saw me at first. I had to put stickers up, just say no, just say no. And then I felt I had to justify,
Right.
like I can't, blah, blah, blah. And now I'm at the point like, are you going to them? I go, no, sorry, I can't make that. And
Right.
it's still hard for me. Like, I'm like,
Right. Right. I mean, we want to be like, no, I can't because I have two other things that I need to go to that day and I have to make, that's just too much.
yeah,
No, I'm just not able. I mean, clearly I say no as its own sentence, but I mean, just saying no. That's kind of, that's a
yeah,
borderline a little rude. You want to at least be like, no, I can't do that. Or no, that I'm not interested in that. Or no, thank you.
yeah. Work in progress. Okay. Let go of one thing that isn't yours to carry, someone's opinion, an expectation, a story that doesn't belong to you. Can you give us an example and how you do that?
So, so I have PTSD from different traumas, besides just my marriage. And I continually work on myself of like, that's not my story. That wasn't my problem. Like I was a kid,
Okay.
right? I can't take ownership in that, right? And or people that have kids, if your kid didn't do something exactly the way you wanted them to, maybe you got to let go a little and see that you both got the same results, right? And so just we can't be there all the time for everybody. That's all. And I've had to really learn that I can only do so much.
And I like the way you say, let go of one thing that isn't yours to carry. And it could be, like you said, someone's opinion, even.
Hmm. Right. Like I had something that happened recently and it was really disturbing and hurtful. Um, and it was from a presentation and it was an anonymous form and somebody wrote something highly just wrong and inappropriate and weird to put on this form. And I'm getting ready now. That was like a practice round. And now tomorrow we do a big round. It's through Creative Philadelphia. I'm part of a
Yeah.
big
Yeah.
grant thing. And tomorrow we go and we present our pitches to different funders and city council and different city people. And I was kind of like my mojo was stolen a little bit. And finally I had to be like, look, this person, whoever wrote this, is a coward. It was an anonymous form. They
Yeah.
said I wasn't a nice person. They just wrote bad person on it. That's what they wrote. And I'm like, I'm not a bad person. This person clearly doesn't know me. And they have
Yeah.
formed some kind of whatever opinion, or maybe they just don't agree with me on something politically. And,
Yeah. Yeah.
you know,
Absolutely.
so I just, yeah, I've had to let go of that. That is their opinion.
Yeah.
That's not my burden to carry.
Yeah. And thank you for sharing that because it is difficult. For
Yeah,
me, I used to just admit, like I tried to act like it didn't bother me, and now I don't do that.
yeah,
I get it out.
yeah,
I am honest with myself that did bother me, so
yeah,
that it's not holding in my body. I don't want to be like, yeah, people's opinions never bother me. I am human.
right.
I get it
Yeah,
out, and then what? And then I start telling a different story. You're right. First of all, anyone writing something like that, it's definitely about
yeah,
them. It
that's
has
them. Yeah,
nothing
they're
to
just
do.
crazy, right? But it's really important. that you allow yourself though to sit in that hurt.
Yeah.
Like one of my teammates in my group, and I shared it, one was like, oh, you can't let someone else bother you about, yeah, I know all that, whatever, right? But the other was like, oh, I'm so sorry that happened. Make sure to take the time, really reflect on it, really realize it's not you. Take some deep breaths. It's okay to cry. It's okay,
Yes.
give yourself permission and then let it go.
I'm with that one.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Whereas mom was like, oh, again, wants to fix it. Oh, don't worry, honey. That's just something, no, I need to sit in all this.
Yeah.
And I need to be upset and
And
I will be
I
okay.
want to, I want to make sure they hear that because that's really important what Cathie is saying. It's that she's not staying stuck there.
Right.
But to say, yeah, don't care what people's opinions are, they don't live your life. Yeah, we know that logically. But take the time to heal first, get it out of your body so you can go there. Did
I
you
have
get the delivery?
no, but I have my appointment coming. That's gonna start at 2.
Oh, we're good, baby.
Oh, good.
Oh, she can bring her appointment in. Wouldn't that be great? No, I'm
No,
kidding.
it's a different kind of appointment.
Oh,
I get a massage. I have a therapeutic massage from a car injury, so I won't be
wait a
laying
minute.
I'll
I
be
think
laying
my
on the
viewers would
bed.
like seeing that. No, I'm kidding. All right, let's get this in. Oh, you're so fun. I just want to end with this one thing you said. Give yourself grace, especially on the hard days. Some days you move forward, some days you rest on the couch. It's
Yep.
basically what we're talking about.
Yep.
And both are valid. Joy isn't about perfection. It's about showing up for yourself with honesty. That to me is what I've called throughout the years, Cathie, pure joy, right?
Yeah.
Because it
Yeah.
shows up different ways.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes it's sitting on the couch eating ice cream, watching Netflix. Other times it's, you know,
Getting a
going,
massage.
going for a walk, getting a massage.
Kathy, is there anything we didn't get in that you want to tell the women around the world and the men that support us?
No, I think just accept who you are and try to, again, give yourself grace every day and be bold and take that photo. Don't hide, right? Don't try to
Yeah,
put your kids in front of you, but, because, oh, I don't like this, or I don't like that. Just, be you and be proud so that, your family also can experience that as well.
I love that. Okay, how can they find you
You
when
can
they want
find
to
me
hear you?
on Instagram at BeauMonde Originals. That's BeauMonde, the word originals with an S. You can just put that into a Google search and see our website, and that will bring you right to us.
Cool. Cathie Berrey, thank you so much for being on the show. I really
Thank you.
appreciate it. Hey, I got something to say, people. Who doesn't want to see this podcast? She's a freaking bomb. Spread the word, share it, like it, rate it. And until next time, you know what I'm going to say.
What?
Thank you, Cathie, and
Thank
toodles.
you. Okay. Bye. Happy holidays.